Hey, how's it going, everybody? BurntBrian here, and welcome to another Whatever Wednesdays. This is a series where I just do whatever the hell I feel like doing, and today is going to be another kind of long-form video, vlog style. Figured I'd maybe show you guys my lake access and how terrible conditions are right now. If you don't know, Florida is in this extreme drought where there's over 50-something counties. We've had incredible wildfires burning 4,000 or 5,000 plus acres lately, so everything is incredibly dry, but we've really been working on our whole porch atmosphere. So, we've got some new cushions down, we've got some plants, we're kind of separating things. So this is sort of one hangout area. I got to fix the sign, but got new lights. We've got Philips Hue Festavia permanent outdoor lighting that runs all the way around the front, and then this other side of the house that looks super cool. And then we're working on making this like a completely separate hangout area. So in the mornings, have my coffee, can chill out over here in this little area. We still have some plants that we're going to get and a giant solar fountain to put over there. But again, I figured for today's video, we would just do a little walk around and maybe go check out this lake access and see how far back the water's gone. Been trying to do stuff around the yard again. You got to excuse us, like it's so dry and I don't run sprinklers, so my grass is absolutely dead. But really been working on this, and I'm going to continue to expand. I'm going to be putting up some raised beds, like one giant raised bed that goes all the way around all of these, and I'm going to fill in all the gaps with more flowers. These are all amaryllis. Most of them have already bloomed and have been cut down. I did get some peppers going. We've got some tomatoes and some strawberries that probably aren't going to produce, but just figured whatever. It wasn't too expensive. More amaryllis. Started putting out some flowers this weekend, so I wanted to get some stuff that would attract different hummingbirds. So we've got pyromania, these orange blaze flowers, which the hummingbirds love. I picked up these glow sticks today to see how those produce. I think this is another, let's see, which one is this? Yeah, we've got more pyromania, but solar flare version this time. Really just in general, I've been trying to pick up some things. Oh, picked up this firebush as well, or also known, I think it's just known as a firebush. So another hummingbird attracting plant. And then really been trying to get grass to grow here despite the drought. So I put down seed, a bunch of really good quality topsoil, and it's starting to get in there. I mean, I'm out here every day trying to water it, even though we're in this drought, hoping that I can get some grass to grow. And of course, I'm still working on getting my whole bird bath area, and I've got multiple feeders set up. So yeah, all that's been going really good. Today's drink of choice, I've actually never had this, is a High Life double IPA. I've always loved the original High Life from Cigar City Brewing, so I saw this and it was a 10% double IPA. It sounds like that's right up my alley, so we're gonna crack the top on this. All right, and then I think we're gonna take the walk just to show you that the access really isn't that far from where I live. And technically, I don't just have deeded access to it, so I'm one of the 8 owners of this little strip of land, although we don't know who 6 of the other ones are. So one of my neighbors over here that he and I work together to try to maintain the gate and the combination and the access and all that, and make sure that people aren't disrespecting, abusing the land, things like that, using it for what it was intended for, which was to give people on this side of the road access to the lake, whereas everyone on the other side, obviously they live right on the water. So where I live at, it's in Keystone Heights, and the lake here is Lake Brooklyn. And, this lake used to be incredible. It used to be so full. The bridges that we have out, one main bridge that runs across kind of splits it. So you have a bayside and you have the actual lake. It used to be at one point, you couldn't get under that bridge. Now you've had, people throughout the years as levels went up and down, could trickle, they would launch their boat on the lake side, and then they would go over to the bay side and fish, or do whatever. The bay is kind of a private size, so once the water levels go all the way back up, then nobody will be able to cross over from the main lake side to the bay, so it'll be private again. But we're almost to the gate. So as you can see, not very far of a walk at all. Like I said, maybe just a couple houses down technically from where I live. So gonna take me a little swig here. You'll have to give me just a moment. I'm going to unlock this gate here. Well, it's a nice day, just incredibly dry, which sucks. Well, let's hope there's nobody out there. I don't want to bother anyone trying to have a lake day, but I want to see where the lake levels are at. I haven't been down here in quite some time. So let's see where we're at. And give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to put this down. I can't do this with. Okay, so gate's locked, so now we're gonna make our way down to the access. So again, this was set up many years ago and was designed. These like 8 owners, these people got together, bought this little strip of land, and then granted all of the houses that were on my side of the road where I live access, so that people could be able to come down, fish, swim, enjoy the water. They would have the same access as the people that live on the lake. And, the water levels were way up. So all of this has been kind of slowly cleared out. That used to be all full not too long ago. I know there's been some work done trying to clear this spot out a little bit. You do have a house on this side that's right next to the easement, and there's another lot that goes over there. But boy, and this is sad, I can already tell the water is just ridiculously far out there. So we're gonna take the little trek, and boy, yeah, so there is a process that's been put in place. There's a group called the Save Our Lakes Foundation or Save Our Lakes Organization, SOLO, and they've been working for many years with city and state and county authorities to try to save our lakes, because we were known as the city of lakes, had beautiful lakes all around, from Lake Geneva and Smith Lake, so many, Lake Brooklyn, and it's just gone drastically down due to, we think, fracking. There's been some sand mines out here as well, and so after many years, they finally got the authorities together, the different levels, to create this whole pipeline system. So we have what's known as Black Creek, and Black Creek sort of flash floods very easily. And so the idea was, well, they could just connect this pipe out there, and every time we get any rain at all, it's going to cause the creek to flood. And when we say creek, it's not really a creek, it's huge. It's a giant, massive thing, a body of water. And so they've got the system set up anyway, and it's working, but they can't pump any water unless we get rain. And we haven't had rain at all. It used to be April showers bring May flowers. We haven't seen any showers in May at all. I'll tell you, we have this trash can here, and if you can see where the bowl is, where it sort of curves around there, the water was just about all the way up to that point about a year ago, maybe even a little less than that. And I mean, this is just, I can't believe how far out all of this is. It wasn't that long ago that the water was all the way up to this little tree as well. Gone past that, obviously. We do have my neighbor has been really trying to keep the land mowed. We're doing all sorts of tilling and things like that, because once the water starts coming back, we want to make sure we have a nice sandy sort of beach like what everyone else has. I mean, man, her dock, he was completely underwater at one point. No one could, ride anything, any four-wheeler side-by-sides, anything like that. But our lake access, basically there's a couple markers that can't be seen up there on either side. So it's about a 30-foot strip for the most part. And the way that the rights were written, it goes from that land down to the water's edge. So wherever the water's edge is. So in our case, it is still way down here. So we're going to take a little walk, you know, and it was actually, gosh, I want to say maybe 6 months ago, I came out here and, you know, where you can see these piles here, all of this dead grass and stuff. This is where I had come out with a razor, and I was throwing my razor out there, cutting down all of the weeds and tall grass that I could, and was making piles of it right here. And so this was right along the water's edge, maybe 6 months ago when I was out here doing all that work. And oh my God, it is so sad how far out this is. And, you know, even looking over there, there's all these houses on that side. And there's, at one point at least, there's water that flows into that little channel, into that area over there. And I mean, maybe they can get out, but from what it looks like, I can't really see any water over there where they're even able to get in and out of their property. Hey there. So it's just incredible how dry and how far back the water's gone. It's outrageous. So anyway, we're gonna continue on down here to the water's edge. And I mean, look, I mean, you could see, you know, the water was so far all the way up here. And this drought, I mean, a 55 county historic drought has pushed everyone's boats. I mean, there's boats on land. It is so far out. I mean, this is just crazy. I'm glad I came out. I wanted to see what the access looked like. Looks like there's still been some people out here probably launching boats. We do have some guys that like to, you know, go fish out here. This lake has plenty of fish, lots of them, and it's definitely a good fishing environment. I see you have dickheads that leave their trash, their hooks and lures out here, which is just going to get somebody hurt. So don't do that. If you're going to be fishing on accesses like this, don't be a dickhead that just leaves your hooks and lures sitting around where people can get stuck by them. That's not cool. But yeah, this is it. This is our beautiful little piece of Lake Brooklyn. And man, I can't believe how incredibly dry it's all gotten out here. This is just, it used to be so much more. But, you know, if we get the rain, the pipelines are set up, the cells are working, you know, even a ½ inch of rain is enough to flash flood the Black Creek. It will be enough to start pumping the water again. So I'm hoping I do another video like this in 6 months to a year from now. And if we can get the rainfall, maybe we can finally get back up. And I'll show you where the high level mark actually is, all the way up there. When we get back up to the top of the property, it's incredible. You know, again, just how far back this has gotten. I'm gonna take a big swig off of this. If you've been watching this far, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Oh man, that's a good beer. Definitely a good double IPA. You never know, some double IPAs are super dry, super bitter, not very good at all. I kind of figured Highlight would pretty much nail it with their double IPA. This one's really tasty. So one other thing to point out, I don't know if you can kind of see it there in the center in the tree line there. There's like this huge, I don't know, like jungle gym sort of thing that goes up into the sky, an observation deck, if you will. That's all part of Camp Immokalee that we have that's just up the road. So kids from all around neighboring cities, neighboring towns, counties, they can all come out and, you know, see what lake life is like. And it really is beautiful. It's so quiet out here almost all the time, except for the beautiful weekend days when everybody is just jamming out to their music. You can see a lot of people have gotten, that's a new deck that's been built. There's another new dock being built. A lot of people have started getting their beaches prepared so that, again, as the water comes back up, everyone can have a nice white sandy beach. So yeah, that's about it for here. I guess we can head on back to the house. I mean, this is just a beautiful little spot. Maybe we'll stand here for a few more minutes, enjoy the air and the quiet out here. So what's been going on with the channel? So my last video on Sunday, last hot sauce video anyway, was for Pepper Ninja's impeached ghost pepper and garlic hot sauce. Definitely super tasty, really like it. I dig the guy's style, his logo, super nice, super friendly. And you know, he did have, again, I've mentioned it I think in all my reviews, but he's had some of his sauce featured in the Hot Ones television show, which is great. It's really cool show about hot sauce. If you haven't seen it, Sean Evans runs it. It's been doing it forever, gets celebrities to eat super hot wings. And then of course they have their last dab and stuff at the end. But yeah, I did that. Kind of took a week off from getting filming out. You know, it's been difficult. Work has been extra complicated, and honestly my pay comes before this fun hobby that I have. So definitely I had to kind of knuckle down and focus on work. So I tried to spend this weekend, last weekend, and then going into this week, trying to pre-film as much as I can anyway, trying to get a few weeks worth of videos at once so that I can decide what I want to release, when to release it, and if I just don't have the time to film something, I always at least have a couple in the barrel ready to pull out at any time. That way I can try to stay consistent, because the goal of course is to try to film, put out a video almost every day of the week. I am dedicated to doing this. I'm really trying to get back into it, and you know, sometimes I beat myself up when I'm not getting, you know, a ton of views and stuff, and you know, I know it'll come in time. You know, I've got to be patient, and I've got some great followers that have been watching for a long time. Florida 32 ounce, I definitely need to make my way down to South Florida sometime and grab a drink with you somewhere. You know, I just don't really get out of the house too much. We've been focusing on doing a lot of home repairs. I'm about to do a whole lot more if I can finally get this land dispute settled with another easement involving my own property. Really trying to get that done as soon as possible. Then, you know, when that's settled, I'm going to build a privacy fence, an 8-foot privacy fence around the backyard, so that Link has a place to run around. Just so many other things that I have on my bucket list to get done this year. I got the door painted, the front door, and all sorts of other stuff. It's been real productive so far to this year. But I am focused on doing more stuff on the channel. I did last week wanted to do a Whatever Wednesday live stream, but I didn't really get any responses to that, so I didn't know if anybody actually wanted to join. And so I'm not going to bother to do a live stream just yet. I think I need to keep putting out some more videos, see if I can get some of my older subscribers, my friends back into watching again. And then, you know, when I start seeing there's more interest, then I'll do a live stream and talk with people, maybe do a live unboxing of some kind. Don't know. That's really about all I got for today. I just wanted to show you guys where my lake access is. I guess we'll take a little walk back up this way, and I'll show you again where the actual high level mark is. It's just, I can't believe it's this far out. I've never seen it this dry, and I've lived in this area most of my life, though. I've owned my house here for 5 years now, just over 5 years, which is great. Only 25 more years on that 30-year mortgage. But, you know, hey, I can't beat that. I got, thanks to COVID and the housing market being what it was, I got my house at 2.62% interest, which is unheard of now. And from what I was told, it was a fixed locked-in rate. So if I were to sell the house at any point, that 2.62 could be transferable. So definitely seems to possibly add a little value to my property. But yeah, I mean, man, this just blows me away with how far out that water is. I'll take another swig. Thank you again for joining me in these long videos. I like it. There's no editing. It's just talking. If you guys ever have any questions, topics, things you'd like to hear me discuss in one of these future videos, you can drop that down below in the comments, and I'll make sure to get to them in one of these upcoming Whatever Wednesday videos. That's pretty much just only been this type of video, you know, like the old Tall Can Tuesday style. Let me take another swig. Got some people with some loud four-wheelers or dirt bikes, it looks like. Okay. So to give you an idea, I think all the way up there at the bottom of those steps for that house is where the high water mark actually is. So with the curve of the land, the high level mark will be all the way up to this point for the most part. So we're really trying to make sure we keep, you know, this all nice and sandy. Of course, a lot of people want to come out and launch boats, jet skis, things like that. It's just, you know, right now it's really hard. We don't have, I think maybe if we could get some people to pool some money together, and because here you see those little flags there, that's where the property line ends. So if we could have all of this space, all of that shrubbery, trees, whatever, cut down, it would give enough access for people to be able to launch a boat and, you know, to be able to, you know, park their vehicle here. Because right now, you can't just launch your boat and then leave it, your truck and trailer blocking it. So nobody else for the rest of the day can launch their boats or do their thing. So that makes it difficult for boat launching. But I don't know if that was really the intention. This lot was really more intended just for people with families to bring their kids out, fish and swim. So we'll have to put out more signs telling people not to, you know, park and leave your vehicle, especially when the water comes back up and they have nowhere to put their vehicle. All right, so let me lock this gate up, get back to the house, and we'll pick the video up from there. I gotta let the camera cool a little too. This GoPro gets super hot. Hey, little buddy. Hey, little linkers. Yeah, so that's the state of our lake. Unfortunately, it's pretty sad. It's really bad out there. But, you know, again, we're really hopeful that if we can actually get some rain, if we can, you know, there's doubts that we'll even get a good hurricane season this year because of the El Nino, maybe. One of the types of, I guess, systems that may suppress, you know, tropical storms and hurricanes this year. I really hope that's not the case. One other fun story out here is up here we have a little birdhouse that we installed, and you know, we had a family of Carolina wrens that lived there for a short time, and then it just kind of sat empty for I don't know how long. It was probably you know, 6 months to a year, maybe even longer. Only thing that would live in there were wasps. So we got all the wasps out, cleaned, and then slowly after a while we got a family of chickadees to move in, and I didn't realize they have a ton of babies. They could have, you know, 9 or 10 you know, little babies, and they're super small birds. So the baby's got to be super tiny. But we noticed that just before they were ready to leave the nest, we had some bluebirds that were flying in. So the American bluebird is this beautiful blue on the outside. It's got a nice orange chest. So they're gator colors, orange and blue. But they were flying up and they were like trying to get into the nest and trying to basically, I don't know if they were going to kill the little birds or they were going to kick them out or what. And I did some research. Apparently, yeah, bluebirds are pretty aggressive and they will try to, you know, bully other birds and take over their nests, kick them out, kill the younglings. So I made sure to, you know, keep them away. And thankfully, it was like 1 or 2 days right after that happened that all of the little birdies left the nest. And we've been seeing a ton of chickadees around the bird baths and the feeders and stuff, which has been really cool. And it looks like the bluebirds are now going to make that their home. So they've been slowly building a nest. They're way more sketchy of us than the little chickadees were, which is weird. You think the bigger birds wouldn't be as scared, but yeah, the little birds were way more fearless than the big ones. They didn't mind us sitting there and talking and smoking. These guys kind of keep their distance when we're sitting out on the porch, which sucks. We want to be able to watch them build their nest and, you know, do their thing. Anyway, let me take one more swig out of this. At this point, as good as this double IPA is, it's starting to get a little warm, and it's not always so tasty when you're out in the 90-degree heat trying to drink an IPA. That's where those, you know, farmhouse ales, those lighter beers come in real handy on these super hot days around lakes and water. You know, you don't want these super heavy beers. That's more of a nighttime indoor AC kind of thing, I would think. So anyway, I think I'll wrap up this video. Really appreciate all of you guys taking the time to watch this far. Again, if you have any questions, topics, things you'd like to hear me discuss in any of these future videos, throw them down in the comments. I will make sure to get to them. I started going back through all of my old videos from many, many years ago and just YouTube in general. And I felt terrible because I saw so many awesome comments from people that were following my channel and liked my content and stuff. And I just never took the time to respond to so many people. So if you were one of those and you see me with mass notifications, it's me trying to go through all of those old videos from 10 years ago and, reach back out to everyone that used to follow the videos and try to get you back into watching again. And then of course, hoping to build a really, cool new community of people that, like my varied interests. It used to really just be beer, food, and well, I guess it's always kind of been the same. Nothing really much has changed now, except maybe throwing in a Techie Tuesday. And I've got to work on doing, reels and shorts, things like that. But little by little, going to try to make this channel be a little more successful. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Please go and check out www.BurntBrian.com. Sign up for the Burn newsletter so that you're always up to date on what's going on and what's going to be coming out in the near future, and maybe some behind the scenes stuff there as well. So anyway, again, thank you so much for watching. As always, stay toasty, my friends. We'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna finish this damn beer and go get a little AC.